Hi guys, it's me again. I thought I'd do another video. Um, I'll try and not do a depressing video what I have been doing the last few times. I don't know if you can see this because I got a tripod and it's only a small one and I'm only fiddling about with it just now. I think that's it. I'm going to do a little subject. I'm going to talk about I'm not going to talk about my blindness all the time because it's boring. I'm going to talk about how I do things. Obviously, I'm able to do things, but I do it differently. I'm going to talk about things like how I do my housework and how I pick up my clothes. If I'm blind, a lot of people ask me, well, if you're blind or you can't see, how do you pick out your clothes? How do you do general things that sight people can do? Well, the answer is I can do the same things as any other people can do. Just like I said, I do it differently. Obviously, I can cook, but I can't cook now. I'm getting trained how to cook again, and life skills. I'm getting trained how to do all these again, like how to cook, chop up the food, do the potatoes, the usual things. Things that I'm missing out because I feel I'm not being a wife and I'm not being a mother, because it's not that I can't cook. I can cook. My husband does the cooking. He's a qualified chef and he does all the cooking, but I do the housework. Sometimes I'll get the kids to slave in and do their fair share. They'll tidy their room and make their beds and hoover their room. Occasionally they'll hoover in here sometimes, because we've got a kind of a lightish, kind of greyish, bluish carpet, and I struggle to see the dirt that's on the floor. Not that it's filthy because I hoover every day, but sometimes my husband will say to me, you've missed a bit, or he'll put his foot out where the dirt is that I've not picked up or something. Yeah, it can be quite funny sometimes. Yeah, I still do the dishes. I still do my washing. I still do motherly things that mothers are supposed to do. Because it's different, strange for me, because I was sighted, I could see, and now I don't. So I just feel my way around, and obviously, I can see colours. Obviously when I'm doing my washings and that, I don't put, whites and blacks and all that. I do separate my washings, and I'm quite capable of doing my washings, sweeping my floors. My kitchen floor is the same. It's kind of grey, light grey. So when I'm sweeping my floor and I'm picking up my dirt, I can sweep it no bother. It's when I'm picking up the dirt, that's where I struggle. But my kids are teenagers. They're well able to muck in and help out. We've got 2 dogs as well, and they occasionally will take the dogs out without a fight or an argument. I sometimes we've got two dogs, like I said. One is my son's because he's got additional needs, and it's kind of like a calming dog for him. He's had it since he was 6. So he's got his dog and I've got my dog. It's not a guide dog around, but I do train her to kind of sit at the road, like when we're not at the road, but sit at the path, at the edge of the path when we're crossing the road. When I'm out with my rehabilitator with my cane, I do take my dog with me, because since October-ish, I think, I'm not sure, she's been taking me to the park, but which is only like 10 minutes down the road from my house. But the last few weeks she's been getting me at the park, and I have to walk myself to the park, which it's okay. The first few weeks I was like, no, but now it's alright. Well, having said that, I was to go out yesterday with my rehabilitator, but I couldn't because I couldn't see. I was to get her at the park, although she could have came to the house and got me, but just my mind wasn't in it, and my head wasn't there at all. So I didn't go, and besides it was pouring rain anyway, so I didn't go out. Such is life. I've kind of made a bit of an effort today. I had a nice shower, and as you can see, I've got a tiny little bit of makeup on. That's something else I can do. I can do makeup as well. I just putting on my moisturiser or my foundation, I'll put it on like cream, and I'll just rub it over my face like that and just feel my way around. And it's quite easy. I'm not finding difficulty with it. My hair is still wet, as you can see. I've had a nice hair wash. Needs a colour. Yeah, kind of feel a little bit good about myself today. Yeah, just you have to just get up and push yourself sometimes. Sometimes when you don't want to, that's when you have to force yourself. Because lying in bed and feeling sorry for yourself doesn't help, and it's not showing a good example to my kids. Not saying I'm lazy or anything. It's when my depression gets a hold of me, it's just I just don't feel like doing anything. Just lying in the beds. Sometimes I'm resting my eyes because I get a lot of eye pain as well, on my right eye. So just I'm pushing myself today, so I decided just to put a bit of makeup on and feel good about myself. My husband actually went out and bought me a little keyboard. I don't know if I can show you it. Don't know if you can see it. It's just a little mini thing, but it's 61 keys on it. He went out and bought me a little keyboard to kind of make me feel a bit good about myself. I can play the keyboard, but I'm not brilliant at it. I'm not like a professional or anything. I can listen to the tune and fiddle about with the buttons and feel around the buttons, and get the music going. So yeah, that was very nice of him. yeah, he's doing everything he can to make me feel better, and make me feel good about myself. Because he's not that he's finding it hard and he's depressed and he's struggling about it. Obviously, men cope about it differently, but yeah, it's obviously hard on all my family. My family, my kids and my husband, and then my family back home in Ireland. It's hard on everybody. But like I said, I'm not talking about my eyesight, because it can get a bit monotonous sometimes, and I realise my audience is quite small, but that's okay because I'm only starting out, and you have to start from the bottom sometimes. I realise as well that my videos aren't very exciting or elaborate, or I don't know, I'm trying my best and thinking whenever I can to upload a video, I'm thinking what I could talk about and how I do things, and yeah, I thought I would talk about how I clean my house and how I do my dishes, and how well, it's not that I my husband tells me what colours my clothes are and where they are. I've got like everything, like I've got all my jumpers in one pile. I've got my cardigans as I'm wearing just now, little pink cardigan, and my tops, my jeans, everything is just all separated. And he'll tell me, you know, you've got your jeans there, or leggings here, and he'll tell me what colour cardigan I've got, and he'll tell me if I want to match it with something. But I've just put on a simple pink cardigan with a green t-shirt. It's not matching, I don't really care, but it's something to keep me warm. Who's going to be looking at me anyway? I can't even see. So I used to care about my appearance and what I look like. Now I don't, because I can't see what I look like. So I am the way I am. Yeah, just I've been thinking about, you know, the things I can do and the things I can't do. I don't really like saying the word can't, because there's no such word as can't sometimes. But yeah, there's, you know, there's a lot of things I can do. You know, now that I can't see, before my eyesight went, well, not directly before my eyesight went, but before my eyesight went, I was a classroom assistant, and I've had to give up my job because, well, obviously it's health and safety for me not to be at work and looking after kids, and because I can't see. And if anything would have happened, playground or something, and somebody came to me and said, look, did you see that happening? Or, you know, if a little fight broke out with one of the kids or something in the playground, and somebody came up to me and said, did you see what that happened? And I was like, no. So I had to give up my job. I went to college and everything to study to be a classroom assistant, and that was difficult-ish. February this year, like February 2 years ago, I broke my arm. I broke my elbow right in the funny bone right here, and I broke it in 2 places. I was going to school. I was working in the school at the time that my child was in. He was in primary 7, which is, in Scotland, primary 7 is the last year of primary. and yeah, primary 7, I'm trying to think. Anyway, yeah, broke my elbow in 2 places. We were going to work, school, and in our old house that we lived in before we came here, we lived on the top of a hill type thingy, and we were going down to get the bus, and we were crossing the road, and my youngest, well, the 2 kids were coming with us. My youngest was crossing the road, and there was black ice on the road, and obviously we didn't see it, and he went down on the hill on the road first, so I went over to go get him and pick him up and the whole lot, and I went down, woof, right in the elbow, and I didn't think, obviously I knew I had done damage, but I didn't think I had broke it enough to get an operation on it. I had to get a metal plate put into my arm. So I was out of college for like 2 months, and I was out of work for 2 months as well. But anyway, that's 2 years ago. But anyway, how did I even get to that conversation? Why did I even talk about my arm? I don't know. I think, you know, there's probably a limited small stuff that I can't do with my arm because I can't straighten it out still. Like, you know the way when you extend your arm right out straight? Mine is like that. Don't know if you can see it. Mine doesn't straighten out completely. Like, I can move it up and down and side by side and the whole lot, and I find it hard to lean on it on a table, like on a hard surface. Yeah, that's 2 years. In February this year it happened. Yeah. But anyway, hey ho. I realised I've cut my video short the last time. I apologise for that. I didn't actually mean to do it. I think I might have, instead of pausing it, I think I stopped it completely. Anyway, my neighbours upstairs were making a racket. Don't know if you heard. And then my kids were coming in from school, and I didn't mean to stop the button. I was actually intending to pause it so I could come back to it. But anyway, you know, these small little problems you get when you can't see. You know, I do laugh, I do still joke about it, and I do have blind jokes sometimes, because what else can you do? You know, if I was to sit back and just dwell on, oh, I can't see anymore, what am I going to do? You know, I've lay in my bed for too long. I realise I keep saying all the time. I'm sorry. It's just a habit, I suppose. But there we go again. If there's anybody that would like to if there's anybody that would like for me to discuss about something, like how I go for a walk or something, how do I manage? Well, obviously I don't go myself, I have the dog with me, and then when I'm out with my cane lady, as I like to call her, she trains me with the cane. But when I'm out with my husband and the kids, how do I manage? Or if I'm in a shopping centre, I could talk about that the next time maybe. Little things like, how do I manage in the shower? How do I blow dry my hair? Sometimes I don't bother, as you can see it's still kind of wet, but because I can't be bothered to blow dry actually. My husband will, like for shampoos and conditioners and that, for my shampoo, he'll put an elastic band around, sorry, I've got an itchy lip. He'll put an elastic band or something to make me identify that that's shampoo. And for the conditioner, obviously nothing, because I know then that that's conditioner. Every bottle of my shampoo has got an elastic band around it, so I know it's my shampoo. Like my shower gel or anything like that. I'll buy like a white bottle, like say for an example, the Dove shower gel or something. Obviously that's white, and it's got the blue picture of the Dove thing on it. I know that that's my shower gel because it's white and I can see it. That's why. So I'd use that. I'm okay getting in and out of the bath. I know these are probably personal topics, but sometimes you have to talk about them. I'm okay getting in and out of the bath. My husband will run the bath for me because I can't see the level of how far the water is or anything. He'll run the bath for me, and then I've got like a handle thingy above the bath to help me get in and out, and the same with the shower because our shower is in the bath. My occupational therapist, when we first moved in, she wanted to rip out my bath completely, and I was like, no, I love my bath, you're not getting rid of it. So, and besides, when we moved in, I think the people in this previous house had done up the bathroom and everything, so I wasn't getting it ripped out just for the sake of having a scotty little shower. Because besides as well, my husband is 6'5", and my youngest is not far off him, and he's 14 next week. And our other son, I keep saying my son, is sorry, our sons, he's 15 in February, and he's not far off. I'd say he's probably 5'8" now, maybe 5'9"-ish. Yeah, he's getting quite tall. It took him a while to stretch, but you know, both two kids aren't the same. I'm sitting actually facing the window, even though I can't see out, but I can see the lights in the car. I'm watching out for my husband and my kids when they're coming in from school, because it's not that they don't know I do videos, but they think I'm nuts putting up a video and talking about things. So I do it when they're in school. I do it when my husband goes to get the kids from school, so I can do it in peace actually, because when the kids come in from school, it's like, can I get something to eat? Can I get this? Can I watch that? Can I blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes you can't even look at them. You can't even say, well, how's school? How are you? It's just typical teenagers. But anyway, yeah, I mentioned in my last video about my eldest son. He's got his mocks tomorrow, his mock GCSEs. So I'm not even allowed to say the word study because it gets him panicky kind of thing. So today I have to be quite calm on myself. Anyway, yeah, he's got his mocks tomorrow, so I'd imagine he's feeling quite nervous about it. So I'll just leave him when he's in his room. I'll just leave him and just let him do his own thing. Yeah, I think I've blabbered on enough. I'm trying to make my subjects and my topics a little interesting as possible. Like I said before, I'm new to this. I'm new to YouTube, putting up videos. I'm new to being blind. I'm new to being how to cope with it. I'm new to being having to adjust everything. So I'm I'm still learning myself. I'm still learning as I go on. I think I'm doing okay. I do follow 2 people on YouTube. Well, I've subscribed to a few things, but I've subscribed to 2 people on the YouTube who are both blind. I don't know if they're watching this video or have watched any of my videos. One of them is Molly Burke, who I've been following her since May. She has inspired me so much to even just to keep going. Obviously my family, my kids, my husband inspire me to keep going too, but yeah, following her, it's just like, she's just so amazing. She just does things without letting things get to her or anything. And then my other subscriber that I follow is Lucy Edwards, who is another blind lady. I don't know if she's watched any of my videos. I know I've only done, what, 4, 3? I can't remember, but anyway. Both of them are very inspirational people. And I'd like to think one day that I can inspire someone. Molly Burke has kind of the same blindness as me, and something flashing on my camera, I don't know what it is.